Hello, everyone. We're here with another fine edition of business tips from Complete Payroll Solutions. Our three friends, Julia, Kevin, and Karen. Let's jump into it. Julia, what do you have for us this month?
Oh, excited to be here. So there is a new DUA system in use. DUA is the Division of Unemployment Assistance. Many people might already know this, and if they don't, that's what I'm here to tell them. So through 2024, employers will be using two separate logins and two separate systems. You remember there was a lot of fraud that happened during COVID. This is why this is changing. So some notable changes. Payroll companies can more easily request third-party administrative access. It's just the employer has to register for that first. So that's one thing that will be very easy for payroll companies to request, and the company just needs to accept it. The downside is that many clients sometimes use a general email to register because they're still waiting for their websites to be set up. But so what happens is you cannot change that email once it's put in place. You do need to send a letter to the DUA. They make it pretty easy, but it's just another step. So that's something that's very important. And also there's multi-factor authentication. I think this is a good thing. So if you do work with an accountant or a third party that needs to log in with you while you're with them, there will be a code that is sent for you so that you can make sure that no one's logging into your account that shouldn't be. So those are the things that are happening at the DUA, and hope that helps everyone.
Perfect. Thank you. Kevin, what do you have for us this month?
Hey Dale, thanks for having us again. Just a quick note, a lot of times I'm talking about the Secure Act 2.0 that was passed at the end of last year. It's still ongoing, it's still developing. There's been one quick change to it. For folks that are 50 years old or older, as you might know, you can make a catch-up contribution. So you can put in for this year an additional $7,500 if you're over 50. That can be typically done as a pre-tax contribution. However, part of the Secure Act is that that would change and would have to be a Roth contribution. That was scheduled to take place January 1st of 2024, but it has been pushed off a couple of years to 2026. So for these next 2 years, people can still make pre-tax catch-up contributions to their 401k.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing. And Karen,
Sure.
we always save the best for last. What do you have for us today?
Yeah, I want to talk about leaves of absences in Massachusetts. So we've been getting a lot of questions from clients on leaves of absence, and there's many different types. So there's an emergency response leave, which means that if you're a voluntary member of a fire department or ambulance responding to a company, you are allowed to go on leave to attend to those. A lot of people know about paid family medical leave, or PFML, which provides 12 weeks for maternity, paternity leave, 20 weeks if you're unable to work due to serious health condition, and up to 26 for the armed forces. The holidays, it's different depending on whether you're in retail or manufacturing. So my best advice is to check with us to make sure that you understand which holidays apply to you. We have jury duty in Massachusetts, which requires employers to pay the first 3 days, regardless of whether they're full-time, part-time, casual employee. And then after the third day, the state gives a $50 stipend. There's school involvement leave, which applies to companies with 50 or more employees, which basically means that you can take a leave of absence to attend, conferences with the teacher and that sort of thing. There's sick leave in Massachusetts. Under 10 employees, you have to provide it, but it's unpaid. And over 10 employees, it has to be paid. And it's 1 hour for every 30 hours worked, up to 40 hours a year. We also have Massachusetts military and veterans leave in Massachusetts, which follows the federal version of USERRA, which means that any vets can take leave on Veterans Day and Memorial Day. We also have a mass victims leave, again, applies to 50 or more employees, but victims or family members who've been victims of domestic or sexual violence, they can take 15 days in a 12-month period. And then finally, we have voting leave in Massachusetts, which means employees can take up to 2 hours of leave when the polls open.
That is a lot. Appreciate you putting that list together for us. I say this every video. I don't know how you keep up on this, but appreciate that you do on behalf of the business community. Thank you, and we'll see you next month.